Morning! It's the first day of spring break, which really feels no different to me than it did last week, but today, thankfully, I don't have to worry about work, so I don't have to worry about how I'm working from home today. I can just kind of work on some farm projects. It's late-ish. It's late. It's 9:30. I've been doing laundry, cleaning up in the house. Kind of doing my Saturday kind of things on Monday because we were busy with projects all weekend. I hate this room. So today, I'm going to show you, I don't really know what we're going to do in today's video. We're going to do some chores. I'm probably going to work on this fence. I am going to clean my milking equipment and get ready to hopefully start milking tomorrow. And I wanted to show you my Dancia Farms pump, and we figured out last night, we were in the middle of like trying to order some parts for it. I'm going to show you how we cleaned it and made the vacuum work better. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to try to work on this fence today. So yeah, those are the things in today's video. Getting ready for milking, maybe building a fence. See you guys in a minute. Up the shop last night, put it kind of back into working order after all the weekend projects. I am exhausted from all that. My husband is one of those people that can go pretty much non-stop, and I'm not one of those people. I don't know about you guys, but I can kind of go for a little bit and then I need a rest. So he's not. Like, we did sleep in, which was nice, but we went from Saturday morning at 9. We didn't finish up until we probably came inside at like 8:30, and then I edited a video and got it up by 11. And then the next day we got up, and by 8:30 we had gone to Lowe's. We tried to go really early in the morning so there would be nobody there, and there wasn't. Gone to Lowe's, gone to the car wash, which requires no social contact. It's a great activity. And we finished up last night pretty early, probably around 5:30 or 6, and ate dinner, and then I did chores. And so we were in bed early last night. I was gonna edit another video yesterday and I was just pooped, but he was, I don't know, he can just go and go and go. So I'm hoping to get some things done today, but more at my pace. So it's not, obviously it's 9:30 and I have, I've cleaned a little bit inside, done some laundry, picked up, those kind of things. The girls are definitely ready, the pigs are ready for breakfast. Made Chief a bottle. So this week my goal is really to start getting myself into a routine, because I haven't done that last week, just trying to adjust to working from home. My job's not really a work from home kind of thing, so I didn't really know how to handle that, and just trying to get into something familiar. So this week my hope is to get up earlier than I got up today, and get chores done, work on a farm project for a little while, clean something in the house, those kinds of things. I'm gonna have to get up earlier tomorrow if I'm gonna milk, because I don't want the babies to have to wait too long for breakfast on their first couple of nights. As they get bigger and they eat grain, it won't be as big of a deal, but this is, it's Wiz's. So Huckleberry's 3 weeks old, so I'm about a week late on starting to milk share with her. But everybody else is just 2 weeks old, so a little more than 2 weeks. So hopefully we're gonna get started milking and still get good milk production with milk shearing. I waited way too late last year. I think all my babies were at weaning age basically when I started milking. And I think that's exactly what I did. I think we started milking moms. As we weaned babies, so that I only milked in the afternoons, which is fine if you want to do that. We just lost some production. And Jeremy and I have talked about also getting another full-size goat and only milking the full-size goat for milk. I don't know. I love my Nigis, but we'll see. Chiefstagram is not out here yet. We'll have to go get him. It's our neighbor's rooster. I'm gonna show you if you can see him. He's out there. It's the only chicken that they have left. And he's been hanging out. They had a fire back in May of 2019, May or early June, and they have not been living in their house since then, and I think he's the only chicken that they have left, and I don't know if they sold the other ones or what happened, but he pretty much comes to hang out every day. So I've got to get out here and work on moving bowls for them. There's actually a piece of concrete under the mud right here, and that's why I keep putting food here. So I'm gonna move one of the bowls here and probably one of the bowls right here, just in this rocky area. These poor pickles. They don't really care. Look at all that slobber, pork chop. But it's still kind of gross. Like, because they're heavy, they tend to, like, their hooves make more of mud. Now, this is all mud. That's basically a swimming pool. But they've really stayed kind of out in that area eating, which is good. And more grass is coming in, at least for right now, clover more than anything. Good morning, Shrub. Hi, kitty. She's such a good cat. Aren't you? Yeah, Mom. Duke, what are you doing, bud? So this dude gave me like the worst stink eye ever yesterday because we were working on that hoop coop, and he was licking my sister-in-law's face, and so we kicked him out, and he got really sad because he loves Allie. He thinks she's like the greatest thing ever, which is funny because my brother-in-law used to be his favorite person, but I definitely think that Allie has taken over as far as extended family. And he gave me the stink eye because I wouldn't let him hang out with her. And it was really funny. We laughed forever. Really made that project good. That's kind of how we've been coping, I guess, here on the farm with this whole social distancing, is just building things, working on projects and building things and staying busy. Hasn't really helpful. It's hard. Not huge changes in routine for us as far as farm stuff goes, just with work. Just some changes. Trying to keep everybody's spirits up. Okay, I'm gonna have to walk Chief out and then I'll feed the girls. Everybody's having breakfast. The babies are the funniest in the morning, I find. I love this though because I've got a couple in here eating some grain, which is a good sign. It means that tonight when I put them up and feed them some grain, they know what to do with it. There's Huckleberry. He's wild man. Huck, are you ready for your friends to get out? Huh? Are you ready for your friends to get out this morning? I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play. They're so fun. So we'll start tonight with Nani, Bunny, and Twiz. And then later in the week, on Thursday, what was that? No, it'd be next Sunday. These guys are only a week old, right? Yes. So next Sunday, these guys will start milk sharing. Even though they're as big as everyone else, they're giants. And Mom produces a ton of milk. We may get her up on the stand just to see if we can get some extra. So here's Pops, having her own breakfast. They're done, so we're gonna put them back up before they escape. Should we check on Best Friend? If you don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't know this, but Pixie and I, sorry, I'm dealing with this temporary fence that I have right here that's a pallet. Did not always get along. Let's see if she'll just go back in. Thank you. Because she thinks there's food in here. At night it doesn't go as smoothly. And she really has started to be a friendlier goat and let me pet her, and just, we've become best friends, haven't we, Pixie? So I'm gonna check her tail ligaments today. Still pretty stiff. It's so hard to show you how to do that on video, but her udder has really started to develop in the last couple of days. So that's exciting. Just gonna let Poppy keep eating for now. We're gonna, good morning, Tinkerbell. I need to sweep the bed off. We're gonna check some color today for worming. But, because I've got some poop in here that I can't tell if it's calf poop. You can see Cece has a nice big udder. I'm really excited about getting to actually milk her this year. See this, I think this is calf poop. I did worm Link yesterday and his butt has cleaned up. I know that, look at Pixie's little udder. She's got to have a copper bolus. I just don't, I'm gonna figure out how to give it to her. So, no dirty tails here. So I don't think it's a goat because everybody's butt is clean that slept out here. So it must be, all right, you guys ready to get out? Come on. Come on and come play. Unintended consequence. Their breakfast is gonna get interrupted. It's time to let everybody out, isn't it, Tink? Ugh. Their buck's really fast. They have that instinct to mate really early. This is pretty much what they do every morning. They run around. Oh, that is awesome. Clover balancing on Pixie, or on Padme. They run around and act crazy. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so this is what they do, and then their moms all go out because they're starving. But this girl is a little thin, but her color is good, so I'm thinking she probably just needs a break from babies. So that's what we're gonna give her. Everybody's kind of putting all of their effort into milk production. Nani's already out here. Yeah, already out here, getting away. Her udder is not as big as everybody else's, but she only has the one little tiny baby, so it's not surprising. I'm excited. Bunny's never had 2 babies, so I'm excited to see her production. Yeah. I think, see, we gotta go feed the boys. Okay. My range cubes have gotten wet, since they're all gross. See, kind of powderized there at the bottom, which really sucks. Thankfully, we let Mama Cow and the baby go out with the other cows. So I don't have her to feed. I've got to go in here and open the gate so they can come clean up this hay that she left. Just glad it's not raining. The sad thing is it's going to rain tonight. Like, we're never going to get dried out. We will. That was an aggressive statement. We're going to get dried out. It's just going to take a while. spring rain. It's good, it makes the grass grow. It's the flooding that I'm just kind of tired of, guys. We have basically been flooded here almost constantly since November. Hey, good morning. These guys are looking good. Since Princess is kind of the stinker and didn't get loaded up to take to the sale, given the current state of things, we are probably going to try to grow her out to December and go ahead and take her to the processor. We have not taken meat from a cow in a couple of years, so most of the beef that I have is kind of old. It's got kind of a weird gamey flavor to it at this point. So we never raised a calf intentionally to process. We have processed a calf before. That's a funny story. But I think that's what we've decided for Princess, is to go ahead and try to feed her out. So that will take a little bit more ingenuity. She's got to have more grain than we're feeding her, so that she can gain weight, and so that the meat will have enough fat and taste decent. I actually don't like grass-fed beef. It's the flavor of grass-fed beef. I prefer feed yard beef for sure. Just because those scientists and veterinarians and farmers grow those cows specifically for beef, which means they taste really good. Now, I've heard and read and talked to people in the grass-fed world that say if it's done right, you can't tell the difference. I have yet to eat meat that I can't tell the difference. But I don't hate grass-fed beef. I just would prefer. Hi, Trev. Mom's already fed you, babe. She likes to sneak in here when I leave the door open. So I think Poppy is doing better. I need to check her color today. I need to check everybody's color, which is probably what I'm gonna go and do after I'm done. And see if we need to give her a different wormer. So yesterday was the first day I could worm her again. And I hate to, because I wormed her so much. But if I do, I'm gonna give her a different family of wormers. Go let Shrub out. She comes through and she really just wants to go eat. Mom's already fed you. Okay, Mom's already fed you. It's okay. Go on, girlfriend. Go on. Oh. Thank you, Duke. So now I have a giant dog in here, and she has gone and hid under the milk stand. Okay, so I'm gonna get started building this fence. I don't plan on building the whole thing today, but we'll see how it goes. So just wanted to show you, got my hand protection. I have T-post driver, baling string, or wire, not string. That is definitely wire. And then my lineman pliers. And I'll show you kind of how I tie the panels to the T-post once I get a couple of going. But yeah, I'm just gonna set this up, and I've got my panels. We kind of have a mix of goat panels and cattle panels and T-posts. So we'll see how this goes. I'll give you kind of a close-up of what I'm doing before I turn the camera off and do some more. So I have the panels. So drilled in the T-post. I have, and if you didn't know why it was called the T-post, it's because the top of it has T on it. So that's what we're using, T-post and this fence. And so I take the baling string, and you can see how I wrapped around the cross onto the bottom and over the top so it doesn't slide, and then tied it to the T-post. And then I take my lineman pliers, just twist it to get it started, and then I take my lineman pliers, and you can do this with fence pliers as well, and tighten it until it's, and you just kind of twist it until it's tight. And see, that's still pretty loose, so I'm going to keep, this string is too big, so I'm going to keep tightening it until it doesn't move, and then I'll trim off the ends. So yeah, and I'm putting them in the inside of the T-post, the panel, so if the goats push on them, that the T-post holds it up. And what I'll do is I have one here, and I'll do a T-post in the middle of this panel as well, which is going to be a little tricky doing by myself, but I'm going to try to get most of, like, at least this front part. And what I'm doing is I'm going to build probably this panel, and I'm going to go across this way, and then that way, so that if I have to shorten it up, it's on the back side because there's more grass right here for them. This is not going to be a huge pen to start with, but like I said, we're going to pull this fence and fix it, and pull some panels and kind of expand it that way and that way. So yeah, fence building 101. And for me, I prefer lineman pliers, but fence pliers are also probably better, but slow and steady wins the race. Okay guys, so got her done, and I got all the goats moved in here, all the girl goats and babies. The babies can go through the bottom of the fence in a couple of spots, but I'm hoping, since moms are in the pen, that they'll stay. We'll see. Everybody moved in here and is super excited. We did leave Chief in the big pasture because he doesn't need to be in here banging on my not so greatly built fence, but they're so happy. Look at them. And the babies are really enjoying playing on the rocks. I'll walk in there. And so I left, what I did was left this panel not hooked to a T-post on one side so that we can go in and out. And I brought them over here with grain, but I probably didn't have to. So they've got a little bucket of water. They won't stay out here at night. What I'll do is probably take them in late in the afternoon and bring them out early in the morning until they get this spot eaten down. And once they get this spot eaten down, we'll probably move them a little bit in this direction, a little bit up and a little bit over. The boys are having some hay delivered, so I couldn't go. That's why I can't go out this direction yet. But we'll just keep kind of moving them around. It took about 2 hours to get it. I think it's about 1 o'clock. Maybe a little more than 2 hours to get it totally done. So well worth it to get them. I wormed everybody recently, so to get them off that and in here will hopefully help everybody kind of shed dead worms and not re-infect themselves. But they're having a blast. Alright guys, I'm gonna go in for some lunch and hope that everybody's still in the pen when I come back. Babies are doing great, not trying to escape. They're playing. I think having the playground area kind of helps them out. And I was just going to show you, I just did like a little tie right here just to keep the gate closed in case somebody stands on it. It's tucked in right here, so you can see it's going to push against this T-post if they stand on it. So it should be fine. Really excited that this is working and that I've wormed them. They're on fresh grass. They're not going to recontaminate themselves. And I was going to explain really quick how I'm going to use this. So what I'm going to do is they'll come in at night. I'm going to start milking tomorrow. And so when I do that, I'll put the milkers in. So I'll put the milkers in the pen behind the barn. I'll lock the pigs out in their pen. And I'll take everybody else from inside the barn through here and feed them grain in this pen. I have a protein tub tops I'm gonna use, and I'm just gonna put the grain out, let them eat it, and then collect the protein tubs. And then I will, instead of putting my milkers back out this direction, I'll walk them from this door into the pen in the mornings. And then when I go to let all the babies out, I'll just pick them up and carry them over here. And I think that will work well. It's a lot more work, but since I'm gonna be home for the next at least 3 weeks, I don't really see any reason why not to keep them on fresh grass for 3 weeks, to get them off their pasture, which is completely overrun, has no grass. They'll eat this. It probably won't take them 3 or 4 days to eat this down, to be honest. So probably at the weekend I'm gonna have to move it, which kind of sucks because it's not really great temporary fencing. Like, this is basically permanent fencing. But it is what we've got, right? It's what we've got right now. I'm debating some electric fence for them as well to move them around in the backyard. But this was quick and easy, and I didn't have to buy anything. So literally bought none of these panels. And that's kind of my hope, is that by the weekend we'll work on that fence out there and I'll have more panels. And so maybe instead of just tearing the whole thing down, I'll be able to just push it out a little bit and kind of move them out. You know, I'll be able to kind of build the fence out as we go. But they're so happy. Everybody's gonna have running poop tomorrow though because of all this green grass. So, oh well, it'll be great. So I'm probably gonna end the video, this video right here for now, and the next video, I'll show you what else I get up to today. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this fence building video, and goats and baby goats, and just really working hard at parasite management. That's the whole point of this, is parasite management, because that front pasture's never had any rest ever. There's been an animal on it for 5 years. And now, even though Chief is still over there, not really as worried about the cow. Sorry, I apparently broke my fingernail, now I'm distracted. So I've wormed them and I've put them on new pasture. And so this should help them not re-infect themselves. So I had several whose color I didn't like this morning. I wormed all of them. I didn't worm anybody who looked awesome, so that was good. So everybody else is in here. Everybody's eating on fresh grass that's not been pooped on in at least 6 years. The people that lived here before did have a goat in this area. I wish I could show you what this looked like when we first moved in, but we didn't take any pictures. So I'm really excited to see how fast they eat it down. I'm hoping this is just going to help with overall maintenance. Bunny, her color's not terrible, but she's had copper, she's had every single mineral and supplement that you can give her, and she's losing hair on her face and ears. So I know she just doesn't have the right, that worms are probably making it hard. So I'm hoping this helps. And they've got tree bark to eat and little saplings. And this is mostly weeds, which is what they love. So yeah, I'll let you guys see here in a couple of days how fast they've eaten it down. But hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment about what content that you guys would like to see in the coming weeks. Since I'm going to be at home, I'm going to film more. If you guys will just let me know. I have no idea what she's doing. She's taking a nap. Silly girl. All right. I'll see you guys later.